How to fix CSV encoding errors in Pandas. Imagine trying to open a file and seeing a jumble of strange characters instead of your data. That's often what happens when there's an encoding mismatch. When working with CSV files in Pandas, encoding errors are common because the text encoding of the file doesn't match what Pandas expects. Usually, Pandas defaults to UTF-8, but many files use other encodings like Latin 1 or UTF-16. These mismatches cause errors like UnicodeDecodeError, which means Pandas can't interpret some byte sequences properly. To fix this, the first step is to tell Pandas the right encoding when reading the file. You do this by adding the encoding parameter to the readcsv function. For example, if your file uses Latin 1 encoding, you write pd, readcsv file, CSV, encoding is equal to Latin 1. If you're unsure about the encoding, you can open the file in a text editor like Notepad or WordPad and check the encoding when saving. Or, better yet, use a Python library called chardet that can automatically detect the encoding for you. Once you know the encoding, specify it in the readcsv call. Sometimes, you might want to convert the CSV file to UTF-8 to avoid future issues. You can do this in a text editor by opening the file and saving it explicitly with UTF-8 encoding. This way, Pandas' default settings will work without extra fuss. If you still encounter errors, Pandas version 1.3 and later offer an encodingerrors parameter. You can set it to ignore or replace problematic bytes. For example, pd, readcsv file, CSV. Encoding is equal to UTF-8, encodingerrors is equal to ignore, we'll skip over errors and load what it can. Another trick is switching the parsing engine from the default C engine to the Python engine. The Python engine is more flexible and sometimes handles encoding issues better. You do this by adding engine is equal to Python to your readcsv call. Combining these methods can help you load your CSV data smoothly. Here's an example. Try reading with Latin 1 encoding first, and if that fails, switch to the Python engine and ignore errors. This approach makes your code more resilient. Remember, fixing encoding errors is about matching the file's encoding with what Pandas expects. Whether you specify the encoding directly, convert the file to UTF-8, or tweak the error handling, these steps make sure your data loads correctly. This way, you can focus on analyzing your data instead of troubleshooting file errors.